What is popping, y'all? It's your boy D-Mark, aka D-Ryan. So I wanted to talk about something about the whole what WWE has been doing lately. Hold up a second. Alright. So, for the past couple of weeks now that WWE has been trending this tease of the White Rabbit for like the entire week now. Apparently that's been going on for like several commercial breaks and other stuff like that and live events, something like that. But people are speculating that it's Bray Wyatt. That people are speculating that it's Bray Wyatt, that he could be teasing a return. Now, for those of y'all who do not know that Bray Wyatt got released last year, it was the year after WrestleMania 37 when he was facing Randy Orton. And all of a sudden WWE pulled the switch by giving the win to Randy Orton for no damn reason. So, the title of the video I'm going to be explaining is how WWE can rebuild Bray Wyatt. And I will go all through the details about it. So, Bray Wyatt literally started WWE in 2013. He started on the main roster with the whole Wyatt family group with Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, RP to him. And also, he had literally, the fans was literally like close to 2014 that people was literally starting to get behind Bray Wyatt. And I feel like Bray Wyatt could have, when he was facing John Cena at WrestleMania 30, it has to be 30, WrestleMania 30 when Bray Wyatt was facing John Cena. But in the match, he lost. And you know what? I feel like Bray Wyatt could have won that match against John Cena because that's a way for John Cena to put over new. That's the way for John Cena to put over new stars if they would have pulled the switch of giving Bray Wyatt the win. But they obviously gave the win to John Cena because at the time that Vince was in charge. But that could have literally put over Bray Wyatt. Mostly about Bray Wyatt being put over. And then the same time in WrestleMania 31 when he was facing The Undertaker, and I feel like he could have won that. Well, here's the thing about that. I will definitely see The Undertaker facing Sting. That will be the greatest match that he could have did years ago. But honestly, that didn't even happen. I wish that could have happened with Sting versus The Undertaker. That would be a great match to have. Fantasy booking right here. But apparently they didn't do that. They didn't even do that. But I really don't know what WWE has against Bray Wyatt. I honestly do not even know. I think it has to do with some backstage politicking that's going on. I haven't really been seeing like no interviews going on, what's going on behind the scenes, but I could probably think that's the reason. So, around the time Bray Wyatt in 2017, when he was in the Elimination Chamber match, he won his first WWE Championship match at the Elimination Chamber, which it was a great moment. But apparently his title reign didn't really last that long because in WrestleMania 33, Randy Orton beat Bray Wyatt for the WWE Championship, which I think that was dumb. That was so dumb. I feel like Bray Wyatt could have had a better long title reign because it literally lasted for like a couple of months before he dropped it to Randy Orton, which it makes absolutely no sense why they will do that. It honestly don't make no sense why they do that, but honestly, apparently Bray Wyatt ended up being in a tag team with Matt Hardy at the time, and all of a sudden, like, the tag team was going well for a little bit, and around that part of time that, like, it's starting to really not care about the group too much, so Bray Wyatt was out for a couple, like, not only for a month, but he's been out for like a year. So during the summer of 2019, when Bray Wyatt when he came back with the infamous The Fiend gimmick in 2019 of that summer, that literally, and honestly, that was literally one of the greatest returns in WWE right there. Literally, people were so into the character of the Fiend that Bray Wyatt created. Like, this clearly could have made Bray Wyatt as a mega star right there. He could obviously be like the next Undertaker, where the lights go out, and then when the lights come back on, he appears in the ring, and out of nowhere, he just shows out of nowhere. To me, honestly, Bray Wyatt could have literally been the next Undertaker. That was literally their mega star right there. That should have been their mega star right there. I don't care what nobody says, but around Hell in a Cell, here's the thing about the Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt match. And earlier this morning, I watched an interview with Seth Rollins that Seth honestly said that Bray Wyatt's character is like very unique and very charismatic. I don't know if he said that, I can't remember, but those are the words that's coming out of me. Bray Wyatt's character to me is so fearless and so charismatic that I don't understand why WWE will not push Bray in like one of the top stars in the company back around that time. But he literally said this in the interview that the Hell in a Cell match when he was facing Bray Wyatt, obviously what he said, they tried like their hardest to make the match better. They trying their hardest to make the match good during the match, but obviously the match didn't really wasn't all that great until like the ending of how when like Seth Rollins like trying like everything to take down the Fiend, and all of a sudden Seth gets a sledgehammer, and then he hits he was burying them. Seth was burying Bray with types of options, like items, objects. Like, he was like burying him, and then until the referee called the bell and people started booing. Honestly, that's not how like the match put. Honestly, that's not. I don't even know how they just ended the match right there in the Hell in a Cell. That, to me, honestly, that don't make any sense to me. That honestly don't make any sense of how they just called the match at the end and people started booing because they didn't like the ending of the match. So Seth said this, that he wanted to start having that match again with Bray Wyatt. Well, here's the thing about it, because Bray Wyatt cannot come back with the Fiend gimmick, because that character for him that he created is already dead. But I feel like Bray Wyatt should come back as like a similar character like the Fiend. I hope the White Rabbit is Bray Wyatt. I'll get to that in a second. But So Bray Wyatt and Seth going, they was having their match again at Crown Jewel, where Bray won the Universal Championship. And then 2020 happens when Goldberg faced The Fiend at Super Showdown. And here's what's the most dumbest booking decisions right here. They make Bray Wyatt lose to fucking Goldberg for the Universal title. That was so stupid. That was so stupid, bro. And honestly, I hope and pray. I don't really know what the status on Goldberg's contract is. I'm pretty sure he's still in WWE's contract. I think he is. But I hope and pray that they don't put, since like now Triple H is in charge now, and I hope they don't put him in the main event picture, like the title picture, stuff like that. I hope they just, if they keep away from Goldberg from the title picture, he could literally just have a match with anybody from here on out. So I don't know how that's gonna play out for them, but let's just see how that plays out for them. But anyways, about the Bray Wyatt. Apparently, that booking decision right there when they made Bray Wyatt drop the title to Goldberg, that was literally the dumbest booking that they could ever done. And that literally killed The Fiend. And honestly, I was starting to get interest with Bray Wyatt's character, the Fiend gimmick, until when Goldberg beat Bray Wyatt, that literally killed his character. And that's like the only reason why people stopped caring about it for like leading me for like a year. And then he had the match with John Cena, the Firefly House match, and honestly, that match, it wasn't a match, it was a segment. Yeah, I was like, okay, it was kind of alright. But, literally, I don't even know how they can, like, I don't know what I'm saying, but what I'm trying to say is, like, how, in, like, the same year when Bray Wyatt was, like, was having, like, a team with Alexa Bliss, apparently, they started forming each other, and apparently, honestly, I didn't really too much care about that. I mean, it wasn't really that interesting. I thought it was going to go somewhere until, like, Vince was still in charge, but honestly, I didn't really too much care about that, so I'm going to keep going. But what I just said earlier about Randy Orton, apparently Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt has been feuding all this time around like in 2020 to 2021. So here's what I don't understand about this kind of booking right here. How do they build up this feud for like months, and then all of a sudden at WrestleMania they build this match all of this time, and then all of a sudden Bray Wyatt just loses to Randy Orton. That, honestly, I don't understand that type of booking right there. How they just beat him and just lose like that. That, like, the crowd was like shocked when that happened. So I was kind of like the exact same thing as well. But last year that Bray Wyatt got released and he wanted to take away from wrestling, I kind of understand that. But about around this whole entire week, there's been teases about Bray Wyatt coming back. And Seth Lee said this in the interview that he definitely see a potentially Bray Wyatt returning, and I could definitely see that. But they gonna have to, like, people has been saying all this time that when Bray Wyatt, like, people are saying like, oh, is Bray Wyatt gonna come back next week? Is Bray Wyatt gonna come back next month? Y'all has been speculating this entire week now about Bray Wyatt. Is Bray Wyatt gonna come back? Like, nothing has not even been confirmed yet when the date that he's gonna come back. He's probably gonna come back at the Royal Rumble. But it's going to have to make sense of how they book him to come back. The way I will book Bray Wyatt to rebrand him, if he is the White Rabbit that people has been talking about, or other people could be saying that it could be Karrion Kross or someone else on the roster that is behind the White Rabbit situation, the tease. But I'm pretty sure it's Bray Wyatt. But the way I can say how they can book Bray Wyatt's return is that they need to get the Universal title off Roman. I don't know how they're going to do that, but the way I'm going to do this is, if Bray Wyatt does return to the Royal Rumble, and if he wins the Royal Rumble, then he will go off to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Apparently, they are going to do a 2-night edition for it. So apparently, Cody Rhodes is probably going to face Roman next year at WrestleMania. That's what's going to happen for next year. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. But I think on night 2, if Bray Wyatt wins the Royal Rumble, he's probably going to go after the Universal title that he's never had his rematch on. And I think Bray Wyatt should win back the Universal Championship from Roman Reigns. Honestly, I think that's how the way I would do it if they book it that way. I don't know. I could be wrong. Hopefully, they'll play that out since now Triple H is in charge, because they've been trying to get. I feel like Triple H's been trying to get Bray Wyatt to come back to WWE and to rebrand his character, but I feel like they can make his character as similar as the original Fiend character that he originally made in 2019. So I can definitely see them doing that, since now Triple H is in charge, and he can definitely make Bray Wyatt where he can but they have to start off slow to get him back in that main spot, because it doesn't make sense to put him back where he was before when he got released from WWE. So I would say they gotta have to start off slow with him before he makes his way back to the top. That's the way I would do it. So that's how I will bring back Bray Wyatt for next year at the Royal Rumble, if he does come back returns to the Royal Rumble and rebrands Bray Wyatt. That's how I would do it. So that's all I got for me. That's literally my thoughts and my opinions on how they can rebrand Bray Wyatt on his return to WWE. But anyways, y'all let me know what your thoughts about how you think. Y'all let me know what your thoughts about how you think Bray Wyatt is going to return next year. Do you think that he's going to return at the Royal Rumble, or you think that he's going to return at WrestleMania for next year? Y'all let me know. Y'all comments down below. And follow me all social medias down below. I'll be back with another video. Peace.